Hello, I'm Gemma and this is Non-Fic Books, and thank you ever so much to everyone who left a comment on my previous video wishing me luck and congratulating me with regards to my little one who was born. Oh, and you can now hear in the background, please go back to sleep. So I will desperately try and get this video filmed because it doesn't really give me very much time to actually crack on, although I do get a lot of time to read. So I've read a few non-fiction books, not as many as I would have liked because I spent more time than I had hoped in hospital when baby decided to arrive a bit early and then get jaundice. So I read a lot of Regency romances because they were the only thing that was on my phone. So my non-fiction started once I got back home, and it started off with Anne Sebba's That Woman, the life of Wallis Simpson, Duchess of Windsor. This is dreadful. Don't read this book, and honestly, if this is the quality of the scholarship, don't read anything else by Anne Sebba either. If you have read anything that you thought was good by her, leave a comment down below and let me know, because hopefully, I'd love to think that this isn't a good representation of her work, because it was incredibly poor. But yeah, so far with this, I won't give another one of her books a go unless someone else tells me that they are actually worthwhile. Basically, I don't know anything about Wallis Simpson, so I thought it'd be really interesting to pick this up, and this is one of the few books that I had really seen all over the place with regards to Wallis Simpson, and oh dear. If anyone does know a good book about Wallis Simpson, again, leave it down below, because I thought she seemed an interesting, if not very likeable character, but the scholarship in this is appalling. If you want to know that Wallis Simpson might have been a hermaphrodite who learnt all sorts of bizarre and very pleasing sexual techniques from the Orient, which is how she got the Prince of Wales, who was possibly slightly gay, interested in her and kept her so much that when he became king, he actually abdicated, then read this book, because that's Anne Sebba's sort of argument with no evidence to back any of this up. So yeah, I really wouldn't recommend this book, even if you would like to know about Wallis Simpson. And then two books that sort of tie in together. We have Erin Blakemore's The Heroine's Bookshelf, Life Lessons from Jane Austen to Laura Ingalls Wilder, and How to Be a Heroine by Samantha Ellis, or What I've Learned from Reading Too Much. These are both looking at the books that have played an important role in their lives, especially the female characters that they've grown up admiring. Overall, this one was just about okay. The characters were interesting. I liked that she looked into the lives of the authors a little bit more rather than just the characters, but there was a little bit too much emphasis on herself and what it meant about being a heroine in your own life, and I just thought it was a little bit cheesy, but it was still an enjoyable enough read. This one, on the other hand, I thought was better. She obviously was doing the same sort of heroine vibe, but she just managed to strike a balance, I think, and just didn't go into it too much. And I just think the other one was a little bit too heavy-handed, whereas I think Ellis was really enjoyable, and I'm really looking forward. I've got from NetGalley her biography of Bronte, which is one of the next books I'm due to read, so I'm really looking forward to that because I thought her writing style was really enjoyable. So if you are interested in any of these sort of books about books and female characters, if you really want to, it was perfectly fine, but overall, this one, much better. And those are the books that I've actually finished non-fiction-wise this month. And the only other one that I've actually started so far is by William Dalrymple, and it's In Xanadu, A Quest. This is one of the 3 books that my mother-in-law bought me when I was in hospital as a little sort of, well, it was as I came out of hospital, which is why I hadn't read them while I was in hospital. But as a sort of celebratory, you've just had a baby and now you'll be tied to the sofa for the next several months. This was one of the books, and it is looking about an exploration around India. So I'm only a few pages in. So far it seems good, but I will let you know next month. As a quick sort of update about what's going to go on, I asked in my last video whether you wanted me to do more fiction, just so that I could get a few more videos up. because I'm just reading a little bit more fiction since I've had the little in. But most people said to either do whatever I wanted or to stick to the non-fiction. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep any individual review videos to just non-fiction books, but at the end of the month I am going to do a fiction roundup and a non-fiction roundup. So this was my non-fiction roundup for January, and the next video coming up in a few days is the fiction roundup of the month. And I won't go into, I promise, all of the 17 Regency romances that I read, because I don't think anyone has time for that. But there are, 1, 2, 3, I've got them balanced, my camera balanced on them. There's 6 books that I'm going to talk about in that. So hopefully if you're interested, do check back then. But next month, hopefully, there will be a few more individual non-fiction reviews, as well as a non-fiction roundup at the end of the month. So if you've got any questions or comments, please leave them down below, and I'll see you in a video soon. Bye!